Welcome to LumenSoft video tutorials. In this tutorial, you will learn how to make payments to the suppliers. For this, from the purchase menu, select Supplier Payments. The Supplier Payment screen displays. This screen is used for making payments to the suppliers in the system. From the supplier name field, select the supplier to which you are making the payment. From the payment date field, select the date on which you are making the payment. In the payment amount field, type the amount which you are paying to the supplier. From the payment mode field, select the mode of payment through which you are making the payment. The available options are cash, check, and bank transfer. Any additional comments are entered in the comments field. If you have selected the check or bank transfer as payment modes, then you can also specify the check number and bank name in the check details area. The payment detail area presents with the details of payments against the supplier. This is the opening balance of the supplier. The total purchases field displays the total amount of purchases made from the supplier. The total returns field displays the total amount of purchases returned to the supplier. The area also displays the amount paid to the supplier as well as the amount yet to be paid to the supplier. You can also make payments against an invoice. Click the icon next to the invoice number field to launch the invoice help dialog. Double-click on any invoice to attach its reference with the payment. Now click Save from the toolbar to save the payment. The saved payment displays in the grid below. We have just demonstrated how to make payments against a supplier. You can also delete a saved payment from the system. For this, select the respective payment and then click Delete from the toolbar. This deletes the payment from the system. However, there are some constraints for deleting payments. You cannot delete a payment that falls prior or on the date of account closing. On attempting to delete a payment that falls prior to the account closing, the system displays the warning. The warning is that the payment cannot be deleted or updated because last closing balance is greater than the payment date. The reason behind this restraint is that with account closing, you have finalized the payments for the supplier up to the closing date point. For this reason, we cannot make any changes in the payments, GRN or return created up to the closing account date. Account closing is used for finalizing GRN goods receipt note, supplier purchase return, and supplier payments. If you select a supplier name and the closing date, Then you can also view the closing balance for the supplier against that date. This is the payment you have to make to the supplier. Now click Save from the toolbar to save the account closing. The date that displays against the account closing is the date up to which you cannot make any changes in payment, GRN or purchase return. However, by deleting this account, you can make alterations in the supplier account. In this tutorial, you have learned how to make payments against a supplier, delete a saved payment, closing the supplier account and finalizing the supplier account up to a certain date. You can refer to other tutorials for various features of the application. Thank you for your attention.